So, hi friends. So, one more sharing of experience. You can categorize it as however you want. So, I was a workaholic and I wanted to grow up in my career. So, I enrolled myself into MBA after I got married because I knew that in those days, if you had an MBA, it always gave you an advantage. So I plan to do that because before marriage I never got an opportunity. So I was waiting for this opportunity and I enrolled myself and I started doing my MBA. But what happened was I went into my family way too, so it was very difficult for me to balance both. But I did manage it and I went ahead and finished my degree and I also had my baby. So maybe I should say she was my lucky charm, and I was able. We both were, moving forward little by little. So suddenly, maybe after wedding, it was like 3 years. We really had hell a lot of fun. But once you have your baby, the life changes. All your attention that gets diverted to your children. And I was thinking, oh, bringing up one child is going to be more than enough because both of us were actually career minded. But unfortunately or fortunately, I don't want to use the word unfortunately, fortunately, when God gives you, God decides to give you, He's going to give it to you anyway, whether you want it or not. So that's how. Then again, I was actually pregnant with my son. There was only 1 year apart for them, but it was very difficult for me to manage kids and then my career. But I was strong enough. I didn't want to give away my career. It was becoming challenging because I was not having any support from either side. So that was one challenge because I lost my parents very young. I still remember my son was hardly 3 years when I lost my mother, and before my marriage, I lost my father. So from in-laws side, it was very okay. They were also very old, and I didn't want to bother them. And in fact, even before wedding, they made it clear that they won't want me to go for job if I have kids. So that was the reason I didn't even bother disturbing them. So it was just me and my husband who managed the whole show. I still remember for my daughter when I went for the delivery, I remember the doctor saying, come on, it's going to be on Thursday, and I cannot because my due date was November 26th, but she asked me to come on November 11th morning, and she said you will have to come before 7 o'clock because she believes in that Nalla Neram and all, I believe. So she asked me to come before 7 o'clock, Elra Ombode Ragagalam, so you better come before 7 and get admitted. So I got admitted. I still remember previous day night I made chapatis because I know he will not go out to have his lunch, breakfast or dinner. So that's why I prepared chapatis and sabji and packed it. And before that, I knew my delivery date. So I stitched all the kids nappies and all those things. I was prepared. I still remember my neighbors telling me, "Hey, உனக்கு ஆனாலும் ஓவர் தைரியம்மா, என்னம்மா எல்லாமே தனியாக நீயே பண்ணிட்டு இருக்க." I said, what can I do? I can't force people to come and stay with me or help me if they aren't showing any interest. So then next day morning we both went, and I got admitted, and poor guy, he had to eat the chapatis what I had packed, and it was like full day, and I was not getting into 100% labor pain. So the doctor said, I think it's not going to work out. So I have no time to wait for you. So I'm going to have my dinner and come back. So that was about 10 o'clock. She said, because poor lady, she waited for me from morning 7 to night 10 o'clock. Every now and then, because her house was close by, she used to go, come back and keep visiting me. And even during 10 o'clock, she said, okay, let me go and finish my dinner and come. So she just went, and then I got into labor. I don't know what happened suddenly, and there was a peak pain, and then I had to deliver. So the assistant doctor called her, and she just came running, and luckily all everything went well. And but I was extremely tired. So the nurses came and they were saying, Madam, உங்களை வந்து ரூம்க்கு கூட்டிட்டு போனோம். So can you please help yourself? They were trying to lift me and keep me on a stretcher. I told them, no, I can walk, I'm all right. And they were like surprised. Hey, oh, what's wrong with this lady? And then I was saying, all I need is a cup of coffee. Just give me your coffee and I'll be all right. So then they were actually shocked, and they called the doctor and then said, this lady is asking for coffee. And then the doctor said, hey, okay, give her. Probably that's her style. Give her, let her have coffee and let her go to the room. So then I went to my room, and that's how I had my first baby. So then I realized, more than your physical strength in every situation, what you need is your mental strength. So that's how, life becomes much easier, no matter if there are people around you or if people are supporting you or not. So that was my experience. And then I was like, okay, I was done. I was just thinking, okay, I'm going to just have one child, because being a working person, it's so challenging to even bring up one child. But if God decides, we cannot stop anything. Probably God wanted me to have one more child, and I was actually trying to do exercise, wearing my tummy trimmer, and at the same time looking after the baby, feeding the baby. I was doing all of that, and I was feeling so uncomfortable. And it was about my maybe when my baby was 6 or 7 months, I went to the doctor and I was just telling her something is basically wrong with me, because I'm feeling too tired, too exhausted, and I do not know what's wrong with me. And she just looked at me and she gave a dirty smile and she said, come on, don't pretend. You're going to have another baby, and the child inside is already 5+ months. So whether you like it or not, you will have to do the nappy work again. That's what she told me. And I was, oh my God, because I was actually doing exercise, wearing all those tummy trimmer and all that stuff. But I never realized that I was actually pregnant. But then I went ahead and had the second baby. But the challenge was, though they were just 1 year apart, it was like having twins. So I had to do everything twice. And you will not believe, with all this, I was also going to work. And that's why people only see, the when we become success. But what is it we have undergone? What are the things we have sacrificed in our life? Nobody understands. So that's why, I was just trying to share some of my personal stories. I still remember taking a house near my office. For break I will come, for lunch I will come, for evening break I'll come home, feed my kids. And I had a babysitter, a lovely babysitter. She was a very costly, but it's okay. She was one of the best God sent angel, I would say, because I was thinking, oh, either side there's no support. What am I going to do? Should I leave my job? When I was thinking like that, from somewhere this lady came. I don't even know who sent her. She came and she was telling, I've come from Delhi. I can do babysitting. I have a lot of experience. So when I saw her, I was actually confident, because she was very neat and clean. She carried herself very well. And to be very, very honest, probably even I wouldn't have done her justice for my kids. She really did a great job. She looked after my kids very well. But one thing she told me was, she can only look after my kids for 3 years, because after that she may have to go back to Delhi. That's what she told. I was just thinking, okay, for at least 3 years, I'm going to get some kind of a solution. So let her be there. So that's how she came. She looked after. I still feel, oh my God, she was God sent angel, because such a neat person. She used to sterilize all the vessels. Every time she used to feed my kids, and their nappies only she will handle. Even I was not allowed to touch my kids before washing my hands when I come back from office. And every day when I come back from office, she will give me from morning till evening what all happened with those kids and what those kids did. So that was kind of the report she used to give me every day, which kept me comfortable in spite of me going for work. And that's what we say. God never ditches good people. That's the lesson I've learned. See you in next video. Bye for now.